Is The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered worth our time? We're about to find out. Welcome everyone to episode 230 of 1 Hour, 1 Decision, 1H1D. I am Chris.
And I am Tom.
And we, sometimes take 60 minutes and play a random game on Xbox Game Pass, but not this time. This time, we have a guest on the show, Rick from Pixel Project Radio. Sir, how are you doing today?
Hey, fellas, I'm doing great. I'm glad to be here. I'm looking forward to talking about this. This has been on... Well, I was going to say it's been on my radar, but it kind of shadow dropped, so it wasn't really on anyone's radar. But I had been meaning to go back to this game, vanilla, for a while, and then this happens. It's like they knew that we were going to do this. They said, let's throw them a bone.
Yes, the bone has been thrown, and we're grabbing it with both of our hands and feet and everything. So, The Elder Scrolls 4 Remastered, developed by Virtuos. I hope I'm saying that right. And this game came out in April of 2025, multi-platform, PC, Xbox Series, and PS5. I played this on the PC. It was 119.22 gigabytes on the PC. A big hefty boy. What about you, Tom? What you got?
It's even bigger on the Series S, and the Series S does not have a big hard drive. 123.20 gigabytes.
Oh my!
Takes up a whole lot of that hard drive.
Rick, did you play it on the Xbox or
PC for me? I'm finally putting I built a new rig in January, and I'm putting it to use.
Very cool. Very cool.
Excellent.
All right. Well, now, guys, what kind of game is this?
I was just gonna write RPG, and then I was like, I could try a little bit harder. So I put open world action RPG.
First/third person open world RPG, because there is that option.
That's why I left it out. Yeah. I did not indicate a person because you have the option.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. There is no second person. That would be interesting to make. And what about that game loop?
I was a little mean with mine. I wrote, kill rats and goblins while making big choices about how you'll experience Tamriel.
Okay. I went really bare bones. I said complete objectives to progress the story.
Yeah, I guess so.
Do you happen to have a game loop there, Rick?
I'm going to amend what you said and say kill rats and goblins, and also attempt to figure out how these lock picking and barter systems work.
Yes.
Wow, I didn't even get to a barter system. All right, but now I guess we'll roll into our likes here. So, let's talk about it. Rick,
go ahead, Rick. You were planning to revisit the original, so go for it.
It's true. I hadn't played the original since high school. Like I very distinctly remember playing through this in high school and having a great time. I've always been more of a fan of these fantasy settings than like your Fallouts. Mm-hmm. Like I love Fallout, don't get me wrong, but so when I came to this one. The first major thing that I think most folks will notice that is a big check in the like column is it looks beautiful. This is the best an Elder Scrolls game has ever looked. And like a subsection of that, they kept the jankiness of the facial animations and just how people exist in the world. It's great. Yeah. But this is beautiful. Like there's something charming about Morrowind and Oblivion on original hardware, like that early 3D model, not early, but you know what I mean, like that era of 3D. It looks nice. I like it, but I mean, it looks gorgeous here, especially on like a higher end system. Yeah. Really, really nice.
Yeah, and this is the thing I was thinking about as I was playing this game. This is my very first time playing an Elder Scrolls game, full stop. So I keep hearing about how everyone, like, this was like one of the seminal moments of gaming for a lot of people. And for me, I was like, okay, you're absolutely right. This game looks gorgeous. And my thought was like, so do people back then when they were playing this had that same feeling of like awe and wonder when they were looking at this game back then? Like
I did.
Yeah.
Playing Morrowind, because at that time, like they've been pushing the envelope with these games each time they released one. So, it's interesting though here because I remember these visuals, but my memory of these visuals is very different from what I just experienced. Like the intro cinematic is gorgeous.
Oh my goodness.
It gave me goosebumps, the music. Then you have Patrick Stewart coming in with the narration, and these were the final hours of my life. Right. And I'm like, my goodness, it really teleported me back in time. But at the same time, it's like you have nostalgia for something, but then you go back to it and it doesn't.
Yeah.
Your
It's like, it's
memory
not the
of
same.
it and reality don't line up.
Mhm.
This is interesting because this feels the way that it felt to have played it back then.
That's the thing I was really curious about, and that's cool that it kind of gave. And Rick, I'm assuming, like, did it give you kind of that same feeling of like, oh wow, this is like me coming back to high school and doing this?
Yeah, absolutely. Like what it looks like to us now is how we remember it looking back then. And it's not even just like, yes, I mean the fidelity looks really good, but it's also just how big the world is too.
Yeah.
Like once you get out of that tutorial sewers, which to be honest takes about an hour, but once you get out of there, it's just vast. And they say, okay, like the world is yours, go ahead. And that's amazing in its own right.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do want to, like, I did like the intro cinematic. That was cool. But I gotta say, just the intro of like loading up the game was like, holy cow, that was quite the introduction for me as well. Because that the flaming gate and like, oh, like, and the guy just standing in front of it, like, I was like, okay, I see what I'm going, what I'm in for, and that was something. And well, the other part that was something, and kind of my first time with the ridiculous amount of customization in your, and I'll be honest, I didn't start my hour until after I finished that, because I felt like I would have taken like 20 minutes or so just there. So I was like, okay, let me, and I told Tom right before, I was like, I'm going to do this just so you're aware, because like, I feel like this is going to kill like most of my hour if I just added this. So
even I told you before I did it, I was like, I'm going to fast track it. I'm not going to do what I normally do because it will eat up the whole hour.
Yeah.
It still took me like 10 minutes to get through the character creation because I still was like, I want to see what they did, you know? So I want to play with the sliders a little bit, and I want to toggle the things, and I want to do the random thing. Geez, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Now I got to ask what everyone did. I played as a Khajiit because I really wanted to see if I could make like Panthro, and spoiler, it didn't really work out. So I did my best with what I could. And Tom, would you end up doing?
I of course made an Argonian because those are lizard people, and if you give me the opportunity to play a lizard person, I will play a lizard person every time.
Rick,
I played as a Breton. I like to play a magic build.
Okay. All right. So what else you got here?
I was going to say, as a consequence of selecting the Argonian, I am being taunted when right after you start the game, your choice matters, because the guy comes to the gate and is like, oh, Argonian, you're never going to see water again. I hope you liked swimming when you could. And I'm like, I'm sure this text is different for if you picked a different race. So
yeah. With the Khajiit, they were making fun of me. He's like, oh, there's plenty of rats here for you to feast on. And I was like, oh, dang. All right.
Yeah, so I don't think that guy likes anybody.
I was curious if that guy ever shows up again, so I could just beat his ass later. But I don't know. That might be a spoilery thing, but I don't know, whatever it is. But that would be cool if I could get back to him and like, yeah, hey, remember me? And whatever. Look, I was also surprised once you got to the open world how fast travel was already available.
Yeah.
Like I was like, wait, what? Like, was that part of the original game too? Was fast travel available like right out of the gates?
Chris, it's been 20 years. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember at all. It's like whenever you said like, oh, does that guy appear later in the game?
Yeah.
I had a thought. I was like, I remember shockingly little about this game. I will say though, like for me, and these games always start off the same way for me. I romanticize the idea of just walking through the world and living in it and being a member. Oh, I love it so much. And then 5 hours rolls by and I'm like, I just want to get to the freaking quest, man. Fast travel. Go. Always happens. I did want to ask though, we were talking about the character creation. Did you want to talk about the builds that we made? I took a picture of mine because I didn't want to forget it.
Okay.
I'll tell you that I liked that, and I did say so. let's circle back to my game loop, right?
Yeah.
I wrote kill rats and goblins while making big choices about how you experience Tamriel, because it's all just kind of seeded into this, basically a sewer crawl that you're doing, where they'll be like, what do you look like? Okay. And now you've picked your race, and oh, well, I'm immune to poison, because I picked Argonian, things like I can breathe water because I'm Argonian. And those are choices that are going to play out over a very long time of playing this game, right? And then as you're playing, now you pick your class, and you pick your birth sign, and they're all just kind of seeded into the dialogue that you're doing. Yeah. And these things have impacts on how you're going to play through the game. So
yeah, I think I ended up picking agent, I believe, as the class, something like, because I wanted to try and experience the game not as like a brute, even though yes, I was trying to build Panthro, but like more as someone that could talk his way out of things or all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
And that was like the closest thing I could see that was that. And then like my birth sign, I think that allowed me to lock pick easy or like medium stuff fairly easily. So I was like, but like all the choices of like the birth sign stuff didn't really fit with what I was trying to get to, but I was like, anyway, it's fine. I'll just keep going with that. What did you end up doing?
I have a baseline. Like anytime I'm doing a new WRPG like this, like Fallout New Vegas, the first playthrough, I'm always like a Qui-Gon Jinn kind of guy. Like you guys know the prequels.
Yeah.
Justice for the prequels. I love the prequels, but just somebody that's like very even keeled, but like neutral in the alignment chart insofar as if something aligns with what I believe to be right, I'm going to do it, even if it breaks a law, like that kind of thing. And in terms of like builds, I really like, yes, let's get the meme out of the way. I do like a stealth archer. That's a lot of fun. Like that's a lot of fun. And that's what everybody turns into. But I really like battle mages. I like, I'm looking at my build right now. Like my major skills are blade, and then just a bunch of magic stuff: conjuration, destruction, illusion, and speechcraft. I'm with you. I'm also a big fan of like being the silver tongue, like the bard, talking my way out, persuasion, charmer, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and I noticed like as soon as I got into more conversations, there was like a persuasion option that you always have. I was like, oh, what's this? We'll talk about it on my dislikes here, but that was kind of cool that there was that option now that you get as you play through. And I didn't get a chance to try it, but I'll get into it. Well, kind of talking about the jank. And the one thing I do appreciate is this game allows quick saves. So I was able to be like, oh, okay, let me see if I could do this. And like, I was like, I think I got to a point where I had to go tell, I guess spoilers for the first hour, the king dies, and you had to go tell someone that the king died, and you got to bring him the amulet. And like outside of this guy's compound, there's a bunch of sheep. I was like, can I actually kill the sheep? And you can kill the sheep. And I did. And I thought that someone would get mad. There was a guy over there by the stable who was being a jerk to me. And I was like, well, he didn't notice anything. So, but anyway, I digress. It was cool, though, that quick save is there. Anything else you guys want to bring up about likes?
That's a nice thing, too, like playing on PC, just having the ability to quick save. And I know you can map that onto controller, too. But having it on a key, just boop, you can just do that immediately. And then the NPC that's giving you sass sees the quick save dialogue, and they're like, uh-oh, I'm in danger.
That would be amazing if they were able to like see that.
I will say I did. It appeared, and maybe I'm just projecting here, but it did appear like the game was paying attention to things that I was doing, because when I got to those choices, like pick your birth sign, pick your class, the game had a suggestion where it was like, you look like a knight. And I was like, I am running around in heavy armor, wearing a shield and smashing stuff with the sword. And I've been, in the dialogue, making choices that were kind of noble and speechy. And I was like, okay. Yeah, I'm going to go with your suggestion here. Yeah. I did pivot away from its suggestion on the birth sign, but I appreciated that it gave me a suggestion. It seems like it was documenting what I was doing. So, and that also, before you leave the sewers, it asks you to confirm your choices. So it
Oh
gives you a
yeah.
second to say, okay, maybe I want to actually play a rogue. Maybe I actually want to switch to a mage. Maybe I want to be a completely different race than I've been walking through the dungeons in.
Yeah.
And you can change all of that before you hit the street. So I didn't like that.
I do like that they let you test drive that, and I did exactly that. Like once I got to the end, I said, "Yeah, actually, I want to." I ended up making my own class. Like you can
Oh.
make your own, and it's
Yeah.
called adventurer or something. But that's what I ended up doing, and I even changed like a bunch of my physical stuff. I don't really, people go crazy on these physical customizations. They make like the JD Vance memes or Shane Gillis, like they go nuts. I don't really mess with that too much, but I agree with you, and that's my second big like is the level of customization. I really like Skyrim, and I'm going to talk about that more when we get to dislikes. But the level of customization in Oblivion is just leaps and bounds better. I remember playing Skyrim for the first time in college and thinking that exact thing. Like in Oblivion, your choices have consequences. Like you can't just run around in the Assassin's Guild and the Fighters Guild and the Mages
Join
Guild. Like
everything.
yeah, exactly. You're gonna get kicked out of something. Skyrim, you can do all that, and I do appreciate that about Oblivion. Like you can get in the weeds with your character creation. So if you're someone like me that loves the idea of D&D but never had a group to play with, like you can have a close experience to that.
Yes,
Nice.
I agree.
That's good to know. All right, are we ready to roll into our dislikes then, folks?
Yes.
Well,
scroll into our dislikes.
Scroll, roll, whatever. Well, look, guys. Rick, you might not know this, but I have a thing for playing first-person games, and if you're able to look down, you should be able to see your feet. In this
Okay.
game, you do not see your feet. So I'm very annoyed by that. Although that there is an option for third person and you can see the back of your body and all that stuff. It's just something that's been bothering me recently. I don't know. It's just me being a curmudgeon or whatever. But yeah, that's always been something that I appreciate when they take the time to do that. And unfortunately, they didn't do it here, which is weird. But yeah,
I'll get my two hot buttons out of the way too, which is I hate that I have to scroll through this end user license agreement that's like 100 million pages long. There's no way anybody's reading that. And on a controller, you literally have to hold down on the thumbstick for and watch your watch while it gets down to the bottom so you can hit A. No one's going to read that. I hate you. And then once I got past that, it's like, oh, menu screen. Do you want to upgrade now? You want to buy this extra special edition? I'm like, no, I don't want to buy the extra special edition. I haven't started the game yet.
Yeah, hide that for Tom, please.
Yes, second login.
Yeah,
maybe third. I don't know.
Yeah, they remember everything else. Why not that?
Yeah, for real. All right, I'm getting off my soapbox. We could talk about some other things.
Yeah, I'll let you go with Rick with the. I know you kind of alluded to it a little bit earlier.
Oh, sure. I think, one of my dislikes that always jumps out with Elder Scrolls for me is just the combat. I mean, nobody comes to these games for the combat. And they change it up with Skyrim in an interesting way with the dual wielding system. Whereas with this one, you have a dedicated cast button for your spells.
Okay.
They worked a little different in Skyrim, like 2 mouse triggers or 2 controller triggers. Potato, you like what you like. But no matter which way that coin is flipped, it's still the same combat system. And it's just, you move around and you hit, you move around and you hit. It's very floaty. It doesn't feel like it has any weight to it, like something like The Witcher, for example.
Yeah. Or even Avowed. Avowed, I felt like the combat felt really good.
And I have not played that. I really want to.
Yeah.
And it works with something like a Fallout a little bit better because there's guns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just the combat in Elder Scrolls has never been something that I come to these games for.
Right. And yeah, and you are I believe if I remember correctly, a fighting game aficionado. So it's like for you to kind of like be able to like feel that I've played a fighting game here too, but it just feels like blah. And that's the thing, I've always like avoided Bethesda games like to play because of that, because it's like if I'm doing something and if it's going to be something that I'm going to do constantly throughout the game, it's got to feel good to do it.
Yeah,
and that's why sorry, go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off. The trade-off is like they put so much of their effort into the world building.
Yeah.
It's so that you can, be a kid on summer vacation and just like play into the wee hours of the morning and get lost in the world.
Right. But like, and to that point though, and again, I know I feel bad because this is a game that's come out years later But like with Baldur's Gate, there was just the ability to kind of go a little further with the conversation system, go a little further with like how you approach certain situations. And like, I know this is basically the game that allowed Baldur's Gate to be what it is. Like, this is what like made you that this walked so that Baldur's Gate could run. And I appreciate the pedigree. But like, it's still like, I'm like, I just wish they could do this. Anyway, I'm ranting over here. But,
Okay, it's okay because I did put it down two on mine. Is like a lot of times the dialogue trees feel like you're almost just going around in circles, or that the choices don't matter because you're gonna get to this point. You like have to get to this one so that you can move the dialogue along.
And like that's why like when you saw the choices, I was like, oh, okay. If I click this, will I go into another tree? And it didn't. It just like took me back, and like I had to click through the others to just finish the conversation. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And so and that's weird because it's pretty linear, but then so much of the world is very open. And then I got lost in the dark in the dungeons. And thankfully you have a map and you can pull it up and kind of figure out where you're supposed to go. But it is kind of like dark and dungy, and it all kind of looks the same. And it's like, oh no, that's a dead rat I already killed, so I must have gone around in a circle.
One of the perks to rolling, I can't remember if it was from like my class or from my race as a Breton, but I have a clairvoyant spell which automatically will show you the way to go, to your checkpoint. Yeah. Maybe I don't know, but it's love it.
It is nice, and like Khajiit apparently you could see in the dark, so there's that ability, which was nice.
Oh.
So I was happy about that. I didn't have too many issues seeing in the dark. But what I did have an issue with was being over encumbered in the sewer with rat meat. Like, come on, guys! I'm hungry, but
wait, you're picking up all the rat meat?
I'm literally picking up everything because this is one of those games where I'm like, oh, let me pick this up. Maybe I'll need this later. I'll pick this up. And then it's like you are over encumbered. I'm like, oh my god.
You know the meme of the guy that's riding his bicycle? He takes a stick, puts it into a spoke, and he falls, and then he cries. Like, that's what you're doing with the rat meat, man.
But you need it. I need sustenance.
I'm divided here, Chris, because I also can't stand encumbrance in a game because I also want to pick up everything. And the problem here is like, why does rat meat even exist? You know what I mean? So it's like you kill the rat. Like, what are you doing with it? Like, and then on the flip side, like the captain of the guard goes down right in front of you early on the game, right? And the captain of the guard is fully decked out in armor, and I'm like, sweet, I'm about to get myself a full suit of armor. And nope. No. You could take your sword and maybe one or two other items, and that was it. But everybody else you could loot, like fully loot them.
Oh yeah, leave them naked. It's like, but the thing with that, I took her sword, and then like at the end, and then the guy was like, "Oh, by the way, thanks for holding onto her sword." I was like, "Wait, no, I did that," and it's just took it from me. I was so frustrated. I'm assuming though, if you picked thief, maybe can you pickpocket it out of him after you do that?
Probably. I think everybody can pickpocket either way.
Oh,
but
okay.
You just get caught.
Yeah,
because your skill would be terrible.
Okay, fair enough. I thought about it after I left. Like, wait, I could have just taken that sword back. Oh well. What else we got here about our dislikes?
I've got one. And this kind of ties back into Skyrim. This isn't so much of a con, like I'm saying that this is a point against the game. It is just that it's a dislike. Having played Skyrim, you can really feel that this was a remaster, not a remake. Like the menus feel clunky. Everything about it feels very clunky, like 2000s level. For better or for worse, Skyrim pared down a lot of the customization, but the menuing was really smooth. The favorites wheel, the favorite system, magic system, level up system, very, very smooth. Here, it's just a lot more of that Excel sheet. Like there are Excel sheets with tabs, and you have to manage everything a lot more particularly. And I don't know, it's not necessary. I don't even dislike it every time I play the game. But more often than not, I'm thinking, man, like I just really miss Skyrim's intuitive system, you know?
Yeah.
Less customizable, I know, but like I'm just in and out of there all the time. I deal with Excel sheets at work, man. I don't.
Yeah.
I get it. I get you. Yeah, it would be kind of it would have been kind of cool if they were able to like modernize the systems, so to speak. I guess they were just too busy building this world and
Yeah, no, it's
So-
definitely mechanically the same game,
Mhm.
but it has, it's just sitting on in a new engine.
Real quickly, and I know we kind of touched on this already, but as pretty as this game is, man, the character models can look pretty hideous.
Grotesque. Yeah.
There was one guy, I'd say the voice acting overall was quite good, but then like there was this one guy that was like shout. I don't know if it was because of the voice actor like kind of speaking a little louder, but like the way that the guy's face was, he was like angry and yelling at me, and I was like, why are you doing this? It's like it was a little jarring, I will say.
Was it before or after you killed all his sheep?
No, it was another guy. Actually, the guy to the gate of I forgot the name of the town already, but yeah. So yeah, it was like that one of those guys like, you need to get out of here. We need to leave. It's like, okay, thank you for telling me this. I need to go that way and talk to someone. So
That
yeah.
happens too with the first like main quest guy you talk to, where you give him the amulet and he'll be like, yeah, feel free, take whatever you need, and my I'm happy to help. And you ask him something else, and he's like, monks being killed. It's like, whoa, that was a 180.
Oh man, I don't think I heard him say that, but okay, that's good to know.
It may have been somebody downstairs. Now that I think about it.
Oh yes, there was a guy. Yeah, there's a creepy guy at the bottom of the steps. It was like, oh god, what's wrong with this guy? I'm out of here. So, yeah, I wish it might be just like the fact that they gave me the opportunity to do fast travel already, I think did me a disservice because I didn't get to see the world. Like I wish I could have in my hour walked that path to the main quest. It was a long it seemed like it was a long walk, but at least I would have like, because I feel like I've seen a lot of YouTube videos where people like, I don't get why everyone really likes this game, and it's like, well, you need to like just walk, take in the scenery and see what it is that that they've built in this world. Okay, well, I'm going to ignore that.
They start you off in like such a weird place too. Like they start you off like on a bank in this like river, like and I don't know, like there's so many beautiful, and again, I haven't played that much longer, but like there's so many more beautiful places, and you just get tossed like on the side of a riverbank. It's like, man, I spend 10 minutes walking along the river and then I cross the river.
I mean, I should, yeah. And you think about the sewer is coming out of there. So it's like, okay, well, I guess it's contamination of the drinking water maybe for these folks. I don't know. But yeah, anything else here that we want to talk about in our dislikes, or should we move on to our other thoughts?
I think it's time to move on, Chris.
All right. Well, How Long to Beat says this game takes about 15 to 75 hours to beat. So
what a spread.
What a spread. I'm actually surprised that you could beat this game in 15 hours. Like I feel like that's like
the
like,
most golden of golden paths.
Yeah, exercise restraint in the most restraint way possible. Like you were just like, I'm focused on this one goal. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me. Just keep going. So
yeah, who is the next NPC I need to speak with?
That's it. That's
fast travel.
Yeah, I have no memory of the main quest of this game. Like I remember literally nothing of it. I know I've obviously never beaten this, never beaten Skyrim, Morrowind, never beaten any of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow. That's I think you had mentioned this before, Tom. Like you just haven't
Yeah, so I have never played the main quest of Oblivion. I was given the amulet by the deceased or soon to be deceased emperor. And then I never delivered it.
Yeah, it's like this guy's like waiting to die. You're just walking around doing anything else. But
no. I mean, he gave it to me. He gives you the amulet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He gets this, stabby stabbed. Yeah. And then you're supposed to walk with this amulet to the monastery and turn it in. And I was like, it's a pretty shiny amulet. I think I'm just going to hang on to it.
Yeah, the gates to the nether realm are opening. The head of the entire kingdom has died. And you go, well, I've always been passionate about magic. Maybe I'll join a guild.
Yeah.
That's basically more or less.
I'm gonna go back to school to not go into the workforce.
Patrick Stewart from heaven is like, no, you fools, what are you doing? That's like,
Yeah, it's very funny to me because he talks about you have this great future ahead, and
like school. It's
what I did was like skulk around town stealing from people like for hours, chase butterflies, swim and fight mud crabs and things like.
Oh my god!
I guess if that's what he saw in his vision, that's what he saw in his vision.
Oh my goodness! Yes, and this game just so I finish up my stuff here.
Yes. You asked a question.
I did. But it does have Xbox Cloud saves. It can play anywhere, all that good stuff on the Xbox. So you can play this remotely on your whatever device. So kudos to them doing that. All right, Tom, what else you got here?
Okay, so I said it before, but Oblivion, the original, released in 2006. This is a full graphics overhaul running in Unreal Engine 5. That's how they rebuilt it. The Knights of the Nine and Shivering Isles expansions, which were two additional purchases back in the day, are included in this. They allegedly improved the AI. They updated the animations, which I did notice little things like the manhole covers moving and things like that. I was like, oh, that looks pretty good. They did put in new menus and new UI, but I don't think, to your point, Rick, it's still mechanically the same. Yeah. So like visually different, but still very much in the same style as the old ways. Development on this game began back in 2021. And wow. They did a good job of keeping it pretty well under wraps until there was that FTC case. And that's what, that's how the world discovered that it was in development. But then they didn't say anything really about it until they were like, oh, it's done. Here it is.
Yep.
Which is pretty awesome.
And you know what's funny too is there has been a fan mod / remake called Skyblivion in development for years too. Just remaking Oblivion in Skyrim's engine. And this got shadow dropped, and like that team like came out and made a really awesome statement. Actually, they were like, we fully support this. Like, we're going to keep doing our thing. You should support them. Keep supporting us. Like, these two things can exist together, and it's fine. It's cool.
And then Microsoft's really like, cool. Cease and desist now, fools. Yeah. We found you. It's like, well, I guess they're not as bad as Nintendo. Like, Nintendo would have just been like, kicked down the doors and thrown them into Guantanamo Bay or something.
Yeah. The second you said that you might do something, Nintendo would be knocking on your door.
That's what they've been developing. The AI. They've been developing the Tom Cruise movie, Minority Report. Like,
yes.
All right. I guess, guys, now we got to get to our final decision here. Are we keeping this game on our respective hard drives, or like Patrick Stewart's character, we just get stabbed it a million times and then leave it in a sewer to die?
That's terrible, Chris.
Yeah.
So my only problem with the Elder Scrolls games in general is always encumbrance. And this happens with a lot of RPGs, but especially with Elder Scrolls. I need the game to have like a bag of holding, or I just need to play it on PC and mod it, because that's what I've always done in the past. That said, I'm going to give this game a fair shake by attempting for the first time ever to work on the main quest, and at least do that for a few more hours. See if I can actually get somewhere. And I did build my character a little bit more in a knightly way this time, with that intent. So let's see how it goes.
Well, Rick, I'll let you finish off. I will say mine, and then as much as I've hated a lot of Bethesda games, I can really understand like why this was held in such reverence for a lot of people. And this is I feel like I'm having the opportunity that you guys had with that kind of feeling of like, oh wow, this world is just vast and open, and because that I might keep playing, at least to keep playing through the main plot, and combat be damned, I will try to just walk and talk my way through things and see if this main plot has some meat on them bones. So, all right, Rick, you got the final.
Take it away.
Dudes, I don't know. Like I'm let me put it this way. I'm ready to commit and also to play a new I'm I'm ready to get back in the dating scene. No, I'm ready to commit to like a WRPG. Like I want to get lost in a big open RPG like this, or The Outer Worlds, or Cyberpunk,
Mm-hmm.
or both of which are currently installed and I've never played before. And like I'm ready to do it, but I don't know if Oblivion's the right one.
Mm.
You know, if I had like played this a ton in high school and like I had deep like nostalgia for it, maybe. But I don't know, dudes. Like I'm eyeing up Cyberpunk. I've never played it.
It's
I really want to. Fallout 4 is another one I've never played. It's installed. I just like I don't know if Oblivion's the right one. I'm gonna give it another couple of hours. I
Okay.
played if we are taking the character creator out of the equation, I played about an hour and a half.
Okay.
I'm going to give it a couple more hours, but I'm not committing just yet.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Well, that's that. And those are our thoughts. Let us know what you think of this game. Follow us and say hello on Blue Sky at 1H1D, on that cesspool is Twitter at TC1H1D, or on Threads at TC1H1D. Check out our next streams on Twitch at twitch.tv/1H1D. And hey, if you're watching us on YouTube, maybe send us a comment down below about why Oblivion is the best, or maybe it isn't, and Skyrim's better. That'd be kind of cool to find out why.
Or maybe you really loved Morrowind as I did.
There you go.
Oh yeah,
or Morrowind. There and or the other ones that we don't talk about anymore, I guess.
Arena, Daggerfall.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1H1D is part of the QTB network, and if you like any great gaming content, please check it all out at quitthebuild.com/network. Now, Rick, thank you so much for taking the time to record with us and talk about this game, Elder Scrolls, and give me a little education on that. And please let everyone know where they can find you, what you're doing. And
yeah, of course. No, I mean, the pleasure was mine. I jumped at the opportunity to say yes whenever you reached out. Seriously, really, really happy. You could check out my show, Pixel Project Radio, anywhere you get your podcasts. You can find us mainly on Blue Sky. The Twitter's our Twitter's gone. Instagram is still up though. Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Haven't really posted there in a long time, but you could still check it out. If you wanted to check out any particular episodes, we like to do longer form analysis of plots beat by beat, like a narrative thematic sort of analysis. And what better narrative heavy analysis game to check out than Quest 64, which was the newest episode. I'm kidding. There's nothing to that game, but it was still a lot of fun to talk about. I was listening to a recent episode of yours on Claire Obscure. That game is coming up on our show in the future.
Nice.
Only a couple months in the future, actually. So depending on when you listen to this, you might check that out after listening to the Claire Obscure episode with friend of our shows, Matt Stormageddon.
Yeah.
You could certainly do that. But yeah, that's the internet presence. The internet.
Yes, and we will have your I think you have a link tree. And put that all on the in the show.
The link tree. Apparently, that's for old people.
Oh, is it? Oh, sorry.
Apparently, that's what the young kids say.
Sorry, youngins. Anyway,
you gonna give me a link to more links?
Well, whatever. But yes, I appreciated listening to your episode on when From Software games and Souls games clicked, and with Dave on the show as well. We just had him for the Avowed episode, so yeah, it was very cool. I know he tried a lot to convince me. In fact, he joined me on a stream to play Bloodborne and kind of teach me how to play that game. And I played it for a little bit more, and then I dropped it immediately. So, but I understand. Yeah. I understand. Again, this is one of those games in that kind of scene where I was actually very surprised about the fact how much they really the community is not that negative. I'll say it that much. There's
not as toxic as you've heard.
Yeah, there's definitely the small few that are very loud, and that's unfortunate. But anyway, I digress. Tangents. Now, Tom, we do need to figure out what we're playing next, don't we?
No, we don't, because I'm picking one.
Oh, okay. Dang.
We're going to play the new Ninja Turtles game.
Oh, okay. We are playing TMNT Mutants Unleashed on our next episode.
Yes.
Is that the tactics one?
It's the one that's based on the latest animated film.
Oh, if
That
there's
doesn't help me.
tactics. If there's tactics,
we'll
I'm
find out.
intrigued. Yes, we will find out.
I'm just a big fan of the Turtles at large. So I saw it. It's freshly out on the Game Pass. So here we go.
All right. So that is what we're going to be playing next. And that is it for this episode. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. And we will catch you on the next one.
Thanks, everybody.